Hi everyone, welcome to the 5th episode of the Zicast. As always, I'm your host Ryan Ziaks, and today I'm joined by the executive producers of Quinnipiac Tonight, Turner and Aaron Epstein. Say hi, guys.
Hi, I'm Aaron Epstein. Happy to be here.
And I'm Kate, and I'm also happy to be here. I'm very excited.
Awesome. And as always, I'd like to shout out Casey McNichol for her continued support and for making sure that our operation is running smoothly.
Yeah, Casey!
Woohoo!
And of course, kind of what this podcast is about. It's about how everyone has a story and everyone's more interesting than they think they are. So with that said, how about we get into the dub vibes and talk about ourselves?
Wasn't that what one of the first things you wanted to say is you stole that?
Yeah,
I did. I
see.
stole that.
Credit Aaron Epstein for that one.
I do credit for that one. I even had it written down to make sure that I said it.
Of course
So,
you did.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So how about we kick things off by you guys just telling us about yourselves.
Wow. Our elevator pitch, you might say?
Sure.
Our elevator pitch. All right, well, I'm Kate. Obviously, I'm an executive producer for Quinnipiac Tonight. Last year, I was the president of Women in Film. I have 4+1 CPM, so Cinematic Production Management. I graduated last year. What else is interesting about me?
Not much.
A lot more than you would think.
You're so mean. I have a cat named Kiwi. Everyone should know that. We love her. We stand her in this room.
We do.
She's amazing. But yeah, I'm from Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, which is right outside Philly. So that's something interesting, especially for people in Connecticut to hear, because it's not normal for someone from Pennsylvania to be here. I feel like I barely meet anybody, which is crazy. But yeah, I was a karate instructor for 5 years. Fun fact. But yeah, anything about you that's interesting?
No. So I'm Aaron Epstein. I am the other executive producer of Quinnipiac Tonight. I'm a 3+1 FTM major in my second year. Let's see, what else could be interesting about me? I have 2 dogs at home. I'm from Long Island. Played baseball in high school.
Big
about it.
sports guy.
Yeah,
Big-
and you're
big sports
also involved with sports broadcasting here at Quinnipiac as well, right?
Not really sports broadcasting. That is QBSN. I may eventually get into that, but I help out with the Sports Pause and Bobcat Breakdown for the other Q30 shows. At the station that Q Tonight belongs to. I like to help out, especially because I'm friends with the producers of those shows, and I really like sports. So yes, I may be an executive producer for a show in the entertainment department, but I still love sports, so I love helping out the sports department as much as I can.
Awesome. So perfect fit. And of course, Caitlin, what is your major?
So I graduated with film, television, and media arts last year, and then this year it is cinematic production management, and I'm graduating this year alongside Casey McNichol. Stan.
We need like sound effects every time we mention Casey or something.
Yeah.
So like she needs like a soundboard.
A big round of applause.
Woo!
Other podcast studio does have a soundboard.
Oh,
Nice.
you're right. Oh my gosh, Ryan loves that. Who was also on the podcast. What was it last time? Was it the last? No, it was 2 times ago.
Ryan Agnello.
Ryan
Yes.
Agnello. We stand.
Previous
Mhm.
guest, yes.
He's a big audio guy. Big audio guy.
Yes, I've learned from him.
So, Ryan, before we begin to talk about Q tonight, we're coming off a fantastic final show, or mid-season finale, I should say.
2023 final.
Yes, 2023
Slay.
final. Would you guys mind explaining in your own way what Quinnipiac Tonight is for anyone who might be unaware?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, whenever I explain Quinnipiac Tonight, I always tend to say the same thing. I'm always like, it's SNL, but the Walmart version. It's Quinnipiac's
I think
version
that's-
of, I mean, isn't it? Kind of.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I say Saturday Night Live, but college students.
But better. No, we have a lot of fun. We make sketches, comedy sketches. We have a big team. So it's a 45-minute show, and we have 5 comedy sketches typically. We also have some live stuff. It's all live from our piazza. which is by our fireplace, if people don't know. At
Here at Quinnipiac.
Yes, at Quinnipiac University. But yeah, we put on a show. It's all we put it all together. So we put all of our live things that we have. Our beautiful head writer Grace Parisi she writes everything. She is the heart of the show, and we love her. No, genuinely can't.
Who also hit a milestone with her 200th
Yes,
script.
yes.
Recently.
Oh my gosh, we are so proud of her, since she was the head writer last year as well. So she's written so many, but she's just fantastic. She's hilarious. But yeah, so a live show, kind of like SNL with a mix of live stuff and pre-recorded. And yeah, you don't have anything to add about what our show is?
Yeah, I mean, so we are the 2 executive producers, and then for the 5 pre-recorded segments, we have 5 associate producers, where one gets to direct and edit each of them. And
yeah, they do a lot. I mean, I was an associate producer last year. But yeah, we have 5 of them. We have a whole leadership team that we like to call it. We have us 2. We have our 5 associate producers. And then we have Grace Parisi, which is our head writer. And then we have Aaron Russell, who handles everything social media. And we genuinely couldn't do it without them. We all stand our leadership team. We love them.
Yes.
we also can't do it without our cast and crew.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And you're on our crew.
Yes.
Yes, Brian Ziaks.
Yes.
We love him. Yes,
Yeah.
you're so committed, and we very much appreciate you. I don't
Thank
think you guys realize how much he does. He's a part of like almost all of the writing sessions. I mean, Mr. English major over here.
It has its uses.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you are amazing. You're on like so many crews of the shoots. You go to every show, and it's just always a good time when you're there. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah, when I'm signing people up for who's gonna go to writing sessions and shoots, I don't even look. I just write you down for every session.
He's very committed. Very
Thank you.
committed.
Very appreciated.
Of course, you deserve it.
I very much appreciate what you guys do as well. So to kind of go back in a way, what made you become interested in becoming a part of Quinnipiac Tonight, and what were some of your previous roles in the club?
Am I going first?
Yeah, you go first.
I got a whole story. I was not a part of Quinnipiac Tonight for the longest time. I'm very old. I'm actually the oldest person in the club. Fun fact. So
you're the wisest.
If that's what that means, sure.
Well.
I am. Anyways, no, yeah, I was a general member. I tried to start it a few years ago, but then unfortunately some unforeseen circumstances happened and I had to go home. But I came back after I did my Disney College program. I just kind of reset, and I was on a shoot for one of the capstones here at Quinnipiac University. Jamie Manley, I kind of got close with her on that shoot. I was their COVID compliance officer, and she was like, yeah, we have this thing, and it's it's SNL, but the Quinnipiac version of it, and I think that you'd really enjoy it. And I was like, okay. I mean, I got really close to her, so I was like, you know what, of course. I mean, she was the executive producer 2 years ago, so I was like, of course. So I go in with one of my friends, Quasi, and literally have not turned back. We were general members for the first semester that I was there, and then I tried for associate producer and got associate producer for my senior year last year. So all of last year, the 2022-2023 year, I was an associate producer, made a bunch of sketches, did a bunch of songs for my sketches. Valentine's Day. We did that. Casey's like, I love that one. She's like, that's my favorite. But no, and I say that because Casey was the executive producer of Quinnipiac Tonight last year. We slay. So it's a whole timeline. And then this year, I was always interested in doing like leadership stuff. And I really kind of wanted to be a part of it. So as soon as they said that grad students could be have positions, I was like, immediately yes. So I went for it and I got it, and I have not turned back. But genuinely, I would not be here if it wasn't for Jamie Manley. So I have to shout out her. I love her.
And you said that she still goes to the shows.
She does. She's local, so she's amazing. She actually just went to yesterday's show as well. She brought us flowers.
She's
It made
the
me
best.
cry.
She the first person to ever get me flowers.
Oh,
That's so cute. But no, yeah, she tries to go to everyone. I think she missed one because she was sick, and that is the only one she's missed. And she's been to every other one, and she doesn't even go to Quinnipiac anymore. Like, she's amazing. I love her. She really is.
I'd say when I was originally thinking about where I was going to go to school, my brother used to go here, and he told me about Q30 and more specifically Quinnipiac Tonight. And I've always been a huge Saturday Night Live fan my whole life, watching with my parents. And I was like, that sounds amazing. But even just Q30 in general. So then last year I really joined. I went first to Quinnipiac Tonight, and then I kind of just stuck with Quinnipiac Tonight. And then second semester is really when I branched out to the other shows, and I really got to get to know the station as a whole. But really the reason why I'm drawn to Quinnipiac Tonight is because it really gives you the most it's like the most advanced setup, and it's the most technologically difficult. And for the field that I would want to go into for production-wise, it's easily the most challenging, and I think it's definitely taught me a lot more than if I produced any other show. And so I was thinking, I was just a first year on crew, so I didn't think I even had a shot at executive producer. But I was like, you know what? I think I'm very mature. I think I'm a very thoughtful person as well. I think, like, why not go for it, And really, I have to thank Ryan Ignella for that, because I was like, oh, it's gonna be Ryan and Kate is what my thought was, and then he was like, he ended up getting entertainment director for Q30 before that, and then I still wasn't really. I was kind of on the fence, and then he was like, go for it. He really told me to go for it. He told me why not, and so I was like, you know what, you're right, because I was thinking about going for associate producer instead. Because that seemed like it was going to be the next step. But I went, I was like, why not? I'll go for it, and then I ended up getting it. So, and I haven't looked back. It's been an amazing experience. I think I've done a good job. Working with Kate has been incredible. I couldn't ask for a better co-EP. Couldn't ask for better APs, cast, crew, head writer, social media. Everything's been great. And, yeah, can't wait for next semester.
incredible. And two kind of different paths to where you are now.
Very. I feel like it's very different.
I came here for the purpose of Q30, and she was here and was like, fine, I'll try it.
But still, I feel like that very much helps in your personality mesh, which I feel is has always been very strong, and it's a very strong component of what you both are doing. And it's also cool that you had a brother that went to Quinnipiac, because I actually had the same situation.
Really?
My older brother went to Quinnipiac as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even considering Quinnipiac to go to. I was looking at a bunch of other schools, but then I realized it's like touring here, like visiting my brother. A couple years ago, I stayed with him for the weekend, really getting to see the media suite and the McMahon studio, and just he was telling me he didn't really do Q30, but just hearing about it, I was like, why not? And then it's also like it's a 2-hour drive home. It just all really worked out very well.
We have a beautiful McMahon studio. I do have to say, that building is the love of my life. I love that building. Casey and I are grad assistants over there. And that is genuinely one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do that, was because I love that building and the studio so much. It's so professional, and it's just so fun. The vibe over there is just so awesome. The professors that teach in that building are amazing. And I genuinely couldn't ask for, like, I know it sounds stupid, but it's like a better building. Like the school business is like, and then everywhere else it's like, but then that building, I love it. Everything about that building is amazing. The color, it's beautiful.
Very much agree. And we really do have so much kind of incredible places and equipment here.
Yeah.
Like this studio.
Yeah,
it's available for us to film something like this.
And this is just one of them. I mean, we have another one over in the McMahon studio. We love it. So
You really like where you work, huh?
I do. I do. I do. Don't, you gotta.
And that
I enjoy it.
speaks volumes because you need to have that enthusiasm
Yeah.
for anything, but especially what
Yeah.
we're doing here.
I completely agree. I mean, if you don't enjoy, I like to enjoy the little things, like a building. I like to do that kind of stuff. I mean, because if you don't, what's the fun in it? Like, find the small things in life, and you gotta smile about it, you know?
So sort of on that note, what specific things drove you to want to become executive producers for Quinnipiac Tonight? If you can point to anything.
Good question. I think maybe, I mean, I was always drawn to it, like from when I got there. I think it's really just the whole leadership aspect of it. I've always been a leader, I think, in my past, whether it's a group project or if it's just, I was with my karate instructor, like, you kind of have to lead. I've always had fun doing that kind of stuff, and I've always had fun, like, being the communicator and doing all that fun stuff. So I think it's just the aspect of, I mean, it's an entertainment show, something very similar to SNL, and then it's also live TV, which I have a huge passion for. I was like, you know what? And I mean, everyone was so happy, everyone's so cheerful, and they're hilarious. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do it? And so I think I just really wanted to feel, I just felt like that was where my people were. And I've always felt like I wanted to be in some type of head position, helping lead that, helping it lead to success. That's just always kind of been my thought process, and I definitely felt like I could do that with Quinnipiac Tonight. And here we are, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, I mentioned how, like, I've always thought I was mature, and I've always really considered myself very professional. And I just thought, I came into school wanting to be like a writer director and really focus on that. And then when I joined Q30, I really saw how a live production would work and live television, and I really fell in love with it. And I was like, this could be for me. And then I looked at producing, and I was like, why not try it? I'm very good with time management and organization, and sorry, and I just thought I was gonna be good at it, and why not try it? And now I've realized that this is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's something huge, I think, for this major, because people just say that they're just like a film major, but you're not. If you come to Quinnipiac, you are a film, television, and media arts major. And I think people overlook that second one because, I mean, it's really important that, like, live TV is still very much alive. Obviously, there's a lot of less things, like sitcoms aren't so popular anymore, but I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. But sports, that's all live TV. That's never gonna change. I mean, it's impossible to not do multicam versions of sports. Also, SNL still exists. The news still exists, and that's not going away. Yeah, I think it's very important to highlight those things because I think everyone kind of goes into film being like, I want to be a director, and they don't have anything else that they want to really do or focus on. And I mean, I kind of went into school with a very open mind, and obviously I was like, interesting directing, but I didn't have that huge passion for it. Like, I still love directing, but I think my passion lies within, like, the editing aspect of film, but then I'll do anything with live studio. Like, I love everything. I love being the crew. I love being on the camera, the TriCaster, any technical director, being the director with stuff like that, or even producing, obviously, like we do, so.
Yeah, and I always appreciate when you guys show up to shoots and put your money where your mouth is and actually
Oh yeah,
help with us on the crew.
Yeah.
That's
We
always
both-
very appreciated.
because I mean, we both started off on crew.
Yeah.
That was how we started, and that was how we fell in love with this club to begin
Mhm.
with. So, and you know, sometimes with our jobs, it's very stressful, and it's kind of a lot of times it's just like us working with each other.
Mhm.
So we like to go to the shoots, really get to work with everyone, and I don't go as an executive producer. I go as a crew member.
Mhm.
So literally just to help out, be like, hey, you want me to hold the boom? You want me to script supervise? You want me to
Mhm.
help set up the tripod? Literally just because I miss it.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, one of the things as an executive producer you kind of drop is like when during the live shows, like we aren't directing, we aren't being on any camera, we're not on any of those positions. We have two things where we're either in the control room or like overseeing everything to make sure nothing goes wrong, and then we're also by the stairs with the cast to make sure everyone goes on. But those aren't like the crew jobs, which we miss. And I definitely second with the whole missing crew. I mean, I was an AP. I had a shoot every single 2 weeks to do. So, I mean, definitely miss that whole atmosphere. Sometimes I'm like, I want to make a sketch again. I want to do that. But yeah, just being on those sketches, like if they need me, I want to be there for them. I want to make my AP's lives easier. I want to be there because sometimes like their times don't match up with our crew members, so they might not have so many crew. So I'm like, okay, I'll be there for you if you need a script supervisor or if you need someone to hold the boom or anything like that. Like I will be there for you to do that. And
Yeah. She's also offered up her apartment for people to shoot in multiple times.
So have you, your dorm room?
Yeah, a couple shoots have happened in my suite.
Kiwi has not appreciated the 2 shoots that have been in mine, but it's okay.
Neither did Aaron's wall with our
Oh my
last
gosh,
one.
yes.
Oh my.
With
yeah.
if you don't know what we're talking about, you need to watch the last episode, the our holiday episode. No, that was funny.
Yeah, Michael Castillo asked me if he's ever allowed back in my suite, and I said, let me think about it over break.
Okay.
Because not only that, he also broke ping pong balls, he took a few of my cookies.
He asked for milk?
He asked for milk with his cookies? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so
yeah,
funny.
it was a handful.
Yeah,
and then he destroyed my wall. But yeah.
Perhaps he was method acting as Kevin McAllister.
Oh, yeah,
and
maybe.
Could have
Yes.
applied.
Okay, so maybe if he's method acting as just a normal cast member, then he can be welcome back into my suite next time.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the
Fair enough.
contrary, like for my shoot, for the last shoot, you were there, Ryan. We had like 3 people who were allergic to cats.
Yes.
That came into my apartment, and I felt so bad. It was unfortunately, it was our host and then 2 of our cast members, and it was so funny because the host told us like he was allergic to cats, and then the other 2 cast members did not say a word until they just started sneezing like crazy.
Yeah.
And so we had like our decontamination zone, I think Anthony was saying, which is one of the cast members that's allergic to cats. And he would have to go outside on my balcony, which was the decontamination zone, and just breathe. But
That actually brings up something that we forgot to mention about the show. Yes, we do have hosts. So every show,
yes.
we Kate and I, we reach out to different student organizations to host. So like this last show was hosted by Quinnipiac Film Society, Women in Film, and the Quinnipiac Screenwriters Guild. We've had shows hosted by many different organizations, and yeah, so that is another aspect where it's a lot like Saturday Night Live, but instead of a celebrity, it's another organization.
They're celebrities in my eyes.
In your eyes.
And our little Quinnipiac bubble.
Yes, yes.
And just
Is Ben Rickovicius a celebrity?
Oh, maybe not that one.
Maybe in a bad way.
Yeah.
perhaps in his own mind.
Ben is Aaron's roommate, so
Yes.
we should preface that.
And he is another executive producer for Sports Pause, and we had one EP of every Q30 show host our second episode this semester. So
Other than us, we were not involved. Our cast, we told them that they were the representation of us.
Of course.
although he was in one of the sketches. Aaron was in.
I did make an
Yes.
appearance. Yeah, I
You
was
were
just
coughing
in the
back.
background, and then I kind of just died. I
Yes.
think I don't really know. The script was ambiguous.
Unknown.
Unknown.
Left it to interpret.
Took one for the team.
He did. He really did. He fell over.
Multiple times. There were so many takes. Okay, yeah. we can move.
But speaking of that, kind of circle back, like you guys being involved in the crew really heightens that team nature of what we're doing here.
I hope it does.
Team and kind of family nature, because if you guys can be crew, then anyone can be doing crew, and even cast,
Exactly.
and if we're all just working towards one goal, which is to make the best stuff that we can.
Exactly.
And even to go further, I've seen you holding the camera on sets. I've seen you
Yeah.
getting shots, like
Mhm.
really getting involved. So
Mhm.
you too, yeah, doing everything.
Thank
You've been in multiple segments
Yes.
as well. You were the lead character in
I
one
was
of
There you
them.
the
go,
great
yeah.
quest of
Yeah.
Quinnipiac.
Yes. Oh my god,
Yes.
that's a good one. If you haven't checked that one out, that was a really good one.
Yes, it is a fairy tale where I have to save my group partner after she's kidnapped by her Tinder date who catfished her.
Which is also Castillo, isn't it?
Which is also Castillo, yes.
Oh, Michael Castillo. I hope you're listening.
What a
Yes.
guy.
Oh, I really believe he will be. So,
That's so funny. I mean, going back to the whole us being on crews, I think that there's a huge difference between like a boss and a leader.
Mhm.
And I think we both want to be leaders and we want to help. We obviously don't want to have that hierarchy thing of like, we're
Mhm.
better than you. Which I know has been issues before, but I mean, we definitely don't want that. We don't want that at all. And I mean, talking from other people, especially Casey McNichol, like she had that same process of last year of like she didn't want any of that stuff to happen. But yeah, I mean, we want to help them in any way we can, which is what I kind of said before. But
definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm friends with everyone. Like
I'm not.
No,
Oh,
Oh, I'm not friends with anyone. I'm just there.
no, but like, yeah, I just consider myself friends with all these people. I'm not their boss or anything like that. It's just a different role.
Yeah, we work together.
exactly. And to kind of continue on that same trajectory, what was and continues to be your goals with the club?
I think we were just asked that in the post show.
We were
That's so
asked that
funny.
last
Oh,
night.
wow.
I couldn't really think of anything other than keep it up. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I feel like we've been killing it regarding the production as well as just the skits and just all of the writing, the producing, and the work ethic, the vibes. I like to say all the time, we're slaying with dub vibes.
Dub
We're
vibes.
Dub
slaying with them.
The saying works.
But I really think that we're doing a great job. I'm very proud of each and every person who's on cast crew. I mean, like Sophia, one of our amazing crew members as well. She's been absolutely killing it, improving in every way. She's been a part of my graphics department, and she's been absolutely killing it with everything that she's doing. We tried new camera movements yesterday, and it worked like flawlessly. I mean, it was amazing, which something we hadn't done ever, and it's something that we wanted to bring back from prior years that we saw, and we did it. But yeah, I mean, it's really just keep going. I mean, we don't have the whole idea of like we want to be better than the other shows. we just like we want to make it good for us. We want to have it be an enjoyable show to create, to watch, to show off. We want you guys to feel like you're confident in what you're doing and something that you want to like send to your friends, send to your family, depending on how your family thinks about this type of humor. But I mean, honestly, other than some technical difficulties, which our wonderful head engineer Casey McNichol is trying to figure out, we've been having a lot of issues this year, which I don't know what is happening, but that's okay. We've that's out of our hands regarding content wise. I mean, she's slaving away trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But she's doing a great job with figuring out like backups and stuff like that. I love you too, Casey. But I mean, we're working. Like, it's crazy to think that we're all still students. Like, we're not having professors come in. Like, maybe we'll have like someone to look at a TriCaster to make sure it's not like dying. But like, other than that, like Casey's figuring out how to fix the live stream. She's figuring out how to fix the audio. She's figuring out how to figure out the TriCaster. And then she has people like you, Aaron, who's also an equipment manager, trying to help with the shows when she's not there. So it's like, we have this whole structure, and it just bean boozles me every single time I think about it, because I'm like, how it's so amazing that this is a thing and that it still is working after almost 30 years, Casey? I think it's 30 years next.
Yeah.
It's 29 this year, 30 years next year. Of course, the year when I'm leaving. When is Q30's 30th year?
Wow.
Which is insane.
It truly is. Like, the experience is unreal. I feel like I'm just working with my career.
Yeah.
But for me, for goals, I just think the word. I mean, I know it's like production value and the whole production, but the word that came to my mind is like epicness, like with Gossip with Grace.
That's a professional word. I like
Yeah.
that one.
Like just the epicness where we get so many props, and
Yes.
we've used food, we've used bobbing for apples in a bucket of water, we just used snow.
Yeah, we just used
If you want to
snow.
call it that.
It was like slush, okay? I don't want to talk about it.
So Gossip with Grace is our head writer, Grace Parisi. She has her segment, which is live, where she has the host do something crazy, and every show it gets crazier.
She
I'm a little
literally-
scared
the
for
one-
next semester.
The one time she's like, I want a kiddie pool. And I was like, oh no. Why do you want this kiddie pool? And she goes, I'm going to put hot chocolate in it. And I was like, girl, no, we're not doing that. And I was like, okay, we could do a kiddie pool, but what else can you put? She's like, eggnog. I was like, no. She's like, okay, fine, milk. And I was like, no. And then finally we reached to the thing of snow, and I was like, okay, we can work with that.
She wanted to be in the kiddie pool that was filled with hot chocolate.
Yes.
That was her dream. We had to tone it down a bit, but the fact that the first episode, Gossip with Grace, was just Jeopardy with a TV screen and 2 cast members.
Three.
3 cast members.
3 cast members.
Standing at the table. And now it has become chaos in a great
so
way.
chaotic. She has
Epic.
costumes
Yes.
for
Yeah.
each one. She's been amazing. I mean, not only is she our head writer, she's our cast liaison, so she handles all the cast stuff pretty much. And she also does her own segment, and it's absolutely insane. She's amazing in every way, shape, and form.
But even beyond that, with a lot of the other lives, like I feel like last year, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but from my memory,
Wrong.
everything. Never mind. From my memory, everything was like there wasn't really any staging for anything, and it was just kind of always people standing.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, we only had 2 platforms for the stage, so I think we were restricted a lot last year. Yeah, Casey's like, yeah!
Yeah, now we use 4 platforms, so
Yes,
it's double the
they
space.
can move
used.
around.
And
We had to fight for those 4 platforms. I do have to
We
say, Quinnipiac did not want to give us those 4 platforms. They were like, it doesn't fit. We're like, girly, it fits.
Yeah, so but we've had like court. We had like a court
A court scene, yeah.
scene where there's like multiple tables and like a judge with a gavel at a podium.
That was for Pie Cap.
We had like a funeral where it was like several chairs up there and like a big podium
For
and
Omegle.
a TV screen. Yeah, for Omegle.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, last night we had it was like a New Year's Eve party meant to be, and there were a bunch of people on stage, and we had to stage how everyone was going to stand because one person was going around. Jack Adams was going around to every girl, trying to pick them up and be his New Year's kiss, and we had to like orchestrate it so that he would perfectly know where to go to find each person.
Yeah.
And we have to mark the stage for like when people or stay on camera or they go off. It's just again just like the real life experience for the real world, for my career, for everyone's career, and really like I said, just the epicness. I really love the world building.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think as soon as I told Grace, because I think last year we had a lot of other issues going on, but this year I was like, I told her, she was like, I don't know if we can do this in the beginning, and then I was like, no, okay, Grace, write what you want, and we will figure it out. And ever since then, it's been chaos, but it's been beautiful chaos. Her, like, the stuff that she comes up with, the combination of that, and then us trying to figure out how to make that work, how the staging needs to work. Do you need chairs? Do you need tables? Do you need snow? Not hot chocolate. Actually, she had like a version of hot chocolate. But what do you need to make this vision come to life? And then immediately since then, she's like, okay. And then she's been crazy with it. And we just want to keep it better, especially with like graphics and stuff. That's something I'm really passionate about. And I have my graphics team. I love my Sophia. Casey is a part of that. We have Ryan, who sometimes makes a graphic
You
as
still
well.
have to train me.
Oh my gosh, yes. He asks like every single time, and we have not had the time to sit down and show him how to do a graphic. But like it's just so rewarding, I think, seeing it come together. Yeah, and I hope it's rewarding for you guys too. Like I want
Very
you guys
much
to be
is.
very proud of yourself with like, oh my gosh, I held the boom for that. Oh my gosh, the audio sounds so good. We want that for you guys.
Yeah, so perhaps your goals are to continue to innovate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the primary takeaway.
Yeah. Take those last 10 minutes, and then that's the sentence to use.
I could
Sure.
have just said that and saved you a lot of time.
But it's everything in between.
Yes.
Because the show as a whole is just getting, of course, so sophisticated in our
That's a good
way.
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because really, Q Tonight is very varied in what we do.
Yes.
Where
It is.
it's filmmaking, it's writing, it's acting,
Yeah.
it's theater, it's broadcasting.
Yeah.
So we kind of incorporate everything Q30 and even drama programs that school has to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, so you really do get that multifaceted sort of filmmaking education of sorts
Yeah.
through Quinnipiac Tonight.
Definitely.
And that's something I really valued. But something I also really value out of Q Tonight is the kind of culture you've cultivated. Because as you may have known, I was a bit of a shy ye lad
Shiny
when I
lad.
first got to Q Tonight, and kind of what you've cultivated has helped me to come out of my shell
Awesome.
very much.
Is it the goodbye slide? That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
See, it warms my heart so much
No.
that
wait.
I just has to. So I was kind of wondering, kind of what experiences or influences you drew upon in order to create such a fun environment for Quinnipiac Tonight.
Well, I think just throughout my life, I've always, like in middle school, I used to always be like, okay, how do I get these people to like me, if that makes sense?
Mm.
And maybe I wouldn't be myself for that to happen, but now I just always, it's become myself that just, not that people have to like me, but that I always try to create an environment that people will smile. And even if, like with Dove Vibes, okay, sure, it's corny, you could laugh at me and make fun of me.
Maybe really corny.
Trust me, people make fun of me, but I do it. I know it's
Yeah.
corny, and sometimes
Yeah.
it feels very cringe.
In all fairness, look at this podcast. You don't have to talk about corn.
What do you mean?
Come on,
Oh,
it's a
whoa.
great
Let's
game.
step back here. No, I love your podcast. I love the idea of it. I love the whole aspect of
Thank you.
sitting down and talking with someone about their life and stuff like this. I know. Don't even start with me. That's
Okay.
Your podcast is amazing, and I love it.
Thank you.
But seriously, just even with something simple like that, like, yeah, everyone makes fun of me for it, but that's the point. Because I'm like, okay, you're making fun of me, go ahead, but it's making you smile, it's making everyone loosen up, it's making everyone
Yeah.
have a great time.
Yeah.
And I really think, and it's helped me build relationships.
Mhm.
Like, Katie Vukovic will always walk up to me and be like, Dub
Nice.
vibes. Like, yeah, you're making fun of me, but I'm fine with it. I love it. Like,
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
exactly.
It is a lifestyle.
Yeah, and then like even my like stupid little subtle jokes that it'll take some people like a minute to get.
Grace.
Grace. I love messing with Grace and like always like whispering jokes to her, and then I see her on her face, she's like, and then she starts laughing because she gets it. You know, I just that's the environment I've always wanted to create. I try to do that everywhere.
You do have very good subtle humor. That's something I've noticed.
Thank you.
Like I remember once there was a scene where it was a party and it was all guys, and you said, "Oh, party with no girls? That looks like my suite." And that's
I don't remember that.
and that's something that I started
It's true.
dying.
But is it? Yeah, I was
It's
about
true.
to say,
It's
is it
very true.
accurate?
So that's
Ben
an
recognizes.
example. But I do appreciate the subtle humor.
No, yeah, I'm very similar in that kind of aspect of things. I mean, I personally did not enjoy my first and second year here at Quinnipiac University. Although I stuck it through because of their programs, I really never found my people. I never really found who I enjoyed to be with. And I think that really stuck with me, and I just needed a reset, which is why I went to Disney to work for them. But when I came back, I was like, I know what I want. I know who I am. I know, like, at Disney, I had found some people that I absolutely loved, and I realized that I wasn't insane for being who I am, because some people love it and some people don't, and that's okay. But I mean, like, coming back, and then having Jamie, who also matches my energy, and she's also a chaotic person, and I love it. I found that, and I was like, you know what? I want to be able to say I created that environment. I've always kind of been that person. I've always been like, I want you to be happy. Like, I don't want you to be miserable. That's not something anyone should really want, I don't think. But I mean, if I see you, I want to make you happy, you know? And I think that's what I took with, obviously, being wanting to be the leader for this club for other reasons, like making content that I'm really proud of and working with people that I love. But on top of that, I wanted it to be the safe space. I wanted it to be a place where everybody was looking forward to. Like, when you were telling me the other day, you're like, I've been looking forward to this meeting all day. Like, that warms my heart. That's what I want. And that, it just, I want it to be the place that I never had, I felt like. Especially for my first 2 years, which is why I try and stress, like, if someone doesn't make cast or something like that, I try to stress, like, stay, we want you, we want you to stay, we want you to have fun. Like, it's supposed to be a welcoming environment, especially being the last president of women in film. That was something that we struggled with, I think, because it's a very new club and we didn't have members, so we needed those members. And I just wanted people to feel welcomed and safe and, like, happy in that kind of environment. And I kind of took that and then brought it to Quinnipiac Tonight, especially since it's a comedy show. It's so easy to do. I mean, hello, we're funny. I hope.
Most of us.
Okay, Grace is. Grace is the funny one.
But I very much agree, because Quinnipiac Tonight is the place that I always wish I had.
Yeah.
Now I do have it.
Yes. I mean, we're very similar, which is so funny. I mean, you're a junior, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, like, I didn't find this place until I was a second semester junior.
I quite literally didn't find Quinnipiac.
Yeah, you didn't find it. It wasn't on the map. But, I mean, everyone needs that place. And I want to be the reason why you have that place. And, yeah, I mean, everyone needs that, I think, in their life.
Yeah.
Awesome. Which is very much a highlight, which leads into my next question.
Look at these transitions. Look at him
Exactly.
go.
Thank you. So what were some of your highlights from your first semester as EPs?
Oh, that's a good question.
The people.
Yeah.
Really. So many first years or transfers. Like,
Yes.
really, like, I did not know what to expect. Like, obviously, got to know Kate really well, got to know Grace really well. I did not know Grace last year, like, at all. I never had a conversation with her. Now she's one of my closest friends. Kate, I only got to know, like, second semester, one of my closest friends. Aaron Russell, our APs, all 5 of them, Alex Bean, Michael Rada, Mick Hanley, Shayna Barrett, Sean Valukovic, like, all 5 of them. I was friends with them last year, but I've really gotten so close with them. And then cast and crew, like, all the first years. I mean, I could go through them all, but I have relationships with all of them, and I did not know what to expect, and we got such a great, everybody's so great.
Yeah, it's definitely the people. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people. My cast is so enthusiastic. Like, they're so crazy, and they're so funny, and they're just so willing to do everything. My crew, you guys are the same exact way. You guys are so excited. You guys are on time. You guys are really, you want to make a great show. You guys have the same kind of thought process, I think, as we do. We want to have a great show. We want to produce something amazing. And we also want to have fun, you know? So it's not like, oh my gosh, I want this to be the most tense thing ever. I want it to be, it's so strict, so professional. No, we have fun. Like, obviously, we want to create something amazing, but we also, it's so important, especially since we are still a club, to have fun. Have fun. There's no reason to be doing any of this if you're not having fun. But no, it's definitely the people, and just, I personally have so much fun doing graphics, working with people with my graphics, and seeing what you guys create. I mean, seeing Casey create a box, I was like, ooh, she spent 5 million hours on that, and I appreciate it. I mean, I see it, and I'm very, I hope you're very, like, proud of yourself, because, I mean, you slayed the day, you know? And it's just seeing everybody's edits, because I'm a huge editor regarding if it's a graphic or video. Like, I love doing both of those things, and I love seeing the show come to life with all of our work. But yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for the numbers that we have and the people and the commitment that they have and the positivity that they have. And yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because kind of like I said before, I've always felt that our biggest strength is our ability to work towards the same goal.
Yeah.
What a team always does.
Yeah.
Like sports, in a way.
Big sports guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Big sports guy, yeah.
Pretty big. Yeah.
So it all kind of circles back. So kind of, even though I semi-asked this before, but where do you wish to take the club moving forward? If you could think of any other angle to take this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like the same. We just want to see more and what stuff that we like are going to take it. I mean, unfortunately, we are losing 3 of our APs because of various reasons. But either way, they had an amazing time. So we're just like going through that change is going to be tricky, I think, for everyone involved. Whether that's like filling positions or it's also just making the sketches and working together. We're going to be able to do it no matter what, but it's just a matter of like, what does that look for us, I think. I mean, if we get everybody together, do we want to have 5 sketches, or do we want to implement more stuff that SNL might do, like have a musical guest, or maybe we'll do something like SNL does with the pictures and stuff like that with the hosts. It's just really a matter of taking those ideas and seeing what works for our show rather than what we have to work, or it's combining what we have to work with what we want to do, I think. Yeah.
I mean, she said it all. Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
She took everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a talker, if you couldn't tell.
That's excellent, and I really believe that even though it's really sad that we're losing our 3 insanely valued APs, I really feel that this is an opportunity for us to do something incredible and new.
Yeah.
And just with the way we've operated and with the sort of mentalities that we have, I don't see how this doesn't work out in a way that perhaps we can, work out in a great way that perhaps we don't see at the moment.
I mean, I see everything happens for a reason. Even though there's been a lot of bad stuff that's happened to me in the past, I see that it's happened for a reason. Yeah, I mean, it kind of stinks in the moment that, like, I hated my first 2 years at Quinnipiac, but I now kind of understand why. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am without those horrible years, I think. I wouldn't be the person I am. I wouldn't be where I am. So I think that goes just for everything in life. Like, I wouldn't be with you. I mean, I did go for EP last year, and I didn't get it. But I'm actually happy that I didn't get it, because I wouldn't have worked with you. I also wouldn't have made so many of my sketches last year. And I'm very happy that everything's worked out the way it does. Obviously, it's like, it kind of sucks in the moment, but everything happens for a reason, and that's why I try to, that helps with the positivity, I think.
Yes.
And I just want to keep that smile, because, like, what's the purpose of life if you're not smiling, you know?
Exactly, because blessings in disguise are still blessings.
Oh, period.
Yes.
Write
Quotes,
that down.
quotes,
Write that
channel,
down.
quotes,
Yes.
channel,
Quote
yes.
it.
And that kind of continued you've mentioned it before, your experience with women in film, and I know that you had a production recently.
Yes.
I was curious as to how that went.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not the president anymore. It is now Julia Schnarr, and she's been doing amazing. She was the vice president last year, so my vice president for the second semester, and I was involved for pretty much a lot of it, and I think it's been pretty smooth. I mean, they've been handling it with ease from what I've seen. They really took advantage of the timing that they had and everybody else, because it's not easy to figure out a time for everybody to be available to do a production. So they really took advantage of like the timing that they had during the normal meeting time. But so far I was the behind the scenes photographer, so I had a bunch of pictures for that.
In your Aaron Russell bag.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. I mean, okay, to be fair, I had the camera before Aaron Russell. She got the camera from school, and I got the camera like years before that she was even in Quinnipiac.
So you were first.
I was the OG, but no, it's been great. I mean, last year we also did a production that I was more heavily involved in. I was the director. It was called Queen. But I think it definitely means a lot to me seeing the club and still going, even though I can't go all the time. Just seeing, like, I mean, there's always a message behind the films that we do. The last one was more for the trans community, and then the one that we just did was more for anybody with a disability. And I think I really appreciate highlighting those stories, even though that they might be difficult to touch upon. I think it's very important to do so, and we're doing it. I mean, we're not just kind of ignoring that kind of stuff there, and we're just kind of normalizing it. We're trying to and not have it like stand down and be like that's the only thing that is to them. I mean, but yeah, they've been doing amazing. The vibes are also amazing over there. I do have to say, women in film is for everyone. So if you're man, woman, they, them, anything, you are more than welcome to come. We just literally, like, the only difference is, like, we focus more on the women's side of things, so we're not going to focus on, like, Steven Spielberg stuff. Like, we're going to kind of branch out a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, it's been great from what I've seen.
Awesome. And I'm excited to see what you make, because working on the fall production, I'm sure we've sort of intersected with a lot of the same
Oh my gosh,
people,
I cannot wait to see yours. I mean, have you talked about it a little bit?
I have on here.
That's so
and
cool.
We actually watched the rough cut of it.
How was that? Did you like it?
I did think I just can't watch myself on screen.
Yeah.
I cringe watching myself.
Yeah.
The editing itself, the film itself is exceptional.
That's
and I'm so
cool.
incredibly happy with everyone involved. I just can't watch myself. That's a me thing.
No, it's not a you thing. It's an everybody thing, I think.
I see myself. It's not my voice. It's just my face and, like, my posture.
Really?
I see that, and I just, like, I was sitting next to Michael Castillo.
Yes.
And he was just like, "Are you all right?" I'm just like that the entire show.
Oh, Castillo, you better be listening.
Yes.
He's popping up a lot today.
Yes.
That's so funny, but
I'm excited to see what the final cut looks like. I know it's going to be awesome.
Yes, as you as well. I can't wait to see it. I mean, I watch everything that QFS does, no matter if I'm there or not, and I want to support you guys. So
thank you.
Be there in spirit.
Yes. And I kind of double down on Kate questions. I'm really curious as to your work experience with Disney, if you want to go in depth.
Yeah.
Into that.
I mean, okay, so Disney, I've always been a Disney family. My father was a Disney family as well, which is where it kind of came from. And he's brought it to us. And we kind of went to Disney a lot when I was younger, and then even throughout when I could even remember, you know. And I've always loved it. The magic has always been there, and I used to love, like, all of their movies. Now, questionable, but, you know, no, I don't consider myself a Disney adult. Let me put this out here so everyone knows.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't consider myself a Disney adult, but I do consider myself an adult that loves Disney. Casey.
We'll get the polygraph test.
Okay. But no, so I found out that I was actually tagged in a post back in 2021, I believe, and it was a family friend who lives in Florida, and I believe she worked at Disney at the time, and I think she still does. And she tagged me in a post saying, like, "Hey, you interested?" And it was about the DCP, which is Disney College Program. And it's pretty much when you go down to Disney World in Florida and you work in the parks. So you can do anything from being a vendor So like selling popcorn and drinks, which is what I did, and I'll go a little bit more into that. And then you can also be a character attendant. So you could be walking around, or you could be a face character. You could be anything. But no matter what, you're always called a cast member. But yeah, so I went down there, I believe it was August of 2021. And then I left in January 2022. And I was a outdoor vendor at Magic Kingdom. And so that means I was around the carts, all around the park, which was, I had like 6 different costumes. I think it was like in total 9 if you're counting all of the holiday ones. But yeah, so I was selling popcorn, drinks, stuff like that. And yeah, I'm so happy I did that. I mean, I met some amazing people. Shout out to Ashley O'Brien and Andrew Roberts because, or Roberts, oh my gosh, he's gonna be like, what's my last name? No, but they've been so, they were the reason why I absolutely loved it as well. Ashley was my direct roommate, and we got super close. I've never had a situation where I had a good roommate, I think, that I absolutely loved. And we clicked like no tomorrow. And we worked together too. So it was like, how do I like you this much that I can stand you at work and at home, you know? But no, it was a fantastic time. I met amazing people that I could relate to and connect with. And it just, I think it really definitely changed me for the better. I definitely needed the break, I think, from college, especially going through COVID, since I was here in 2019. And so I was there for when we went home, and then we got an email saying, hey, so like, don't come back. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. So like, what about my stuff? And they were like, I don't know about that. And I was like, okay, cool. I love that. So it's been an adventure. I'll say that. But that I definitely think I needed the Disney break to kind of reset, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved every second, even though there were some bad seconds.
Yeah. You certainly brought that Disney magic back with you.
I hope I did. I hope I did. I don't want to shove it down people's throats, but like, I want to be happy. That's kind of where I found that I was like, there's no reason to like be down and make everyone else miserable. Like, there's just no reason. I mean, everybody goes through their own stuff. Everybody has their own story, like your podcast says.
Yes.
Everybody has their bad moments, and it's rough sometimes, but you gotta get through it.
Yeah. And now Quinnipiac Tonight is the most magical place at Quinnipiac.
Oh my gosh, that's such a high compliment. I'm gonna start crying. No, I love that. I love that. Can I get that on a t-shirt? I'm gonna make it. Casey, I'm gonna make it.
Casey, you can make a t-shirt.
Write it down.
Writing it down, yeah.
She's like a whole list of stuff right now.
What are we writing down?
I don't know. What did you go? We'll go
Most
back and
And
we'll copy.
I want more cookies, Casey.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm
She's
making tonight.
I concur. Okay.
Casey is like the best baker ever.
Yeah.
She like, I just want to say that. I think one day you should just sit down with Casey and just eat and talk, because oh my gosh, her cookies and like the brownies, oh so good.
I had like 6 cookies yesterday, and it was my dinner.
Yummy.
Boy dinner.
Boy dinner. No, that's definitely girl dinner.
Yeah.
You had a girl dinner.
That's not a bad idea, but in all seriousness, your trip to Disney, that's definitely says a lot about like your trajectory to where you are now, and to be able to
Yes.
take that kind of a break and do something that you clearly care about and are so passionate about.
Yeah. And again, it's the people. I mean, the people that I met there were just phenomenal. I mean, obviously some of them were a bit interesting and entitled, but overall, I met so many awesome people that I wouldn't have met any other time. I mean, I met some people that were from my hometown, which was interesting. And I was like, how did I meet you here? Okay. I met some people that went to Quinnipiac because they gave you 2 name tags. And, well, one was for the 50th and one was the normal one. And the normal one said Quinnipiac University. Met some famous people. Saw Norman Reedus smoking backstage. That was interesting. He's not allowed to do that, but since he's Norman Reedus, he's allowed to do that. Good for him. But no, it was amazing. I loved it.
Awesome. And kind of on that same note, what are some things that people may not know about either of you?
I talked for a while. I think it's your turn.
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty open book. I can't really.
What's your fun fact? Like 2 truths and a lie.
No pun intended, I threw you for a curveball.
Ah! Cause get it, sports.
No, I forgot about it. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that I played baseball in high school. Huge sports fan. Yeah, like diehard baseball, basketball, football. Yeah, I mean, I feel like my life is sports and entertainment.
Yeah.
So the two, yeah. those two
Okay,
departments.
Q30.
Hey, I'm part of the news department.
where's
too.
news?
I'm part of the news department.
Andrew Reynolds.
Shout out
next to
Andrew
you.
Reynolds.
It's the Reynolds rap.
Oh my gosh, play that. That's our outro. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm also an open book. If you ever want to know anything about me or if you ever want to have a conversation, I'm so more than willing to do any of that. I mean, I don't think a lot of people here know, like, I'm a 2nd degree black belt in Kempo Karate as he runs away. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm very open regarding, like, mental health and stuff like that. I have anxiety, so, like, my Kiwi is my ESA, my emotional support animal. I love her to death. So does Casey, and she's allergic to cats, so every time she comes over, she's like,
Cat.
I love her. I lived in, actually, this is something that everyone is like, I swear, if Casey reacts to this, I lived in London for 3 years, and I had an accent.
Wow.
And I've told Casey this about 5 times now, and she forgets every single time. I think it's the funniest thing. But yeah, I had an accent because I was so young. I learned to talk over there. Obviously, it's gone. But yeah, I mean, those are some fun facts about me.
Wow. Okay.
He's like, I'm being boozled. Wait, Ryan, what's a fun fact about you?
Yeah.
What's a fun fact about me? Well, usually it's just that I've written some books that I've told you guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
have
have
3
told me.
novels. Have you
Yeah.
talked about that?
I have not. It just has not come in the
All right,
conversation.
then I want to know more about that. Why'd you get into that? And also, how young were you when you started this?
Yeah, so I started writing my first one when I was 14.
Oh
I
my
just kind of
gosh,
edited it
that's
over the years.
awesome.
And in my first year at college, I I had it edited with with a tutor at my previous school, and I found a way to get it on Amazon, and I quickly got it on Amazon.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And I did that for a couple others.
How long are they? Do you know? I mean, I assume you know.
Not super long, about a little over 200 pages.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
not long at
Yeah.
all.
My
No.
third one's shorter, much shorter.
Do they have to do with one another?
There's my first 2 are in the same series, and then my third one is separate.
That's so cool.
So if you're interested in kind of a fun, quick read,
That's
I
so
highly
awesome.
recommend.
I definitely will check into that. Do you want to plug it? What are they called?
Brothers Keeper, the first one, Brothers Keeper
Write
2,
this down, Casey.
The Calm
Yeah,
of the
this is
Storm,
another thing you gotta write down.
and then
Put it on a T-shirt.
and
Wait,
then
okay, we got Brothers Keeper,
Brothers Keeper 2, The Calm and the Storm. Ooh.
The Calm in the Storm.
And then What the Heart Needs, my third.
Oh, that's so cute.
They're all in the same link
What
tree.
does the heart need, Ryan Ziaks?
Love.
You have to
I
read it
agree.
to find out.
But also you have to read it to find it. That's a good one as
Can you
well.
just give me like the last page and I'll know?
No.
You could buy it and then
No,
like-
yeah, you have to buy it and then read it and then
Okay,
figure it out.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's on the same link tree as you could find the YouTube and Spotify links for this.
Awesome. Check it
anyone
out.
who's
Check it out.
interested.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And
I will.
Yes.
We will.
But-
we will.
enough about me.
What?
It's only
No.
Zicast.
For the sake of time, I will sort of combine these last 2 questions, or these 2 questions, I should say, is how do you want to carry with you what you've learned and will learn as EPs, and kind of what are some of your hopes and dreams?
Wow, that's deep.
Something that I've learned is that everyone's different.
Mhm.
Everybody's different. Everybody has a different situation going on. Everybody handles everything differently. But getting to know everyone this semester, I really know how everybody would handle something. And that is a great experience to have. And it helps you with how you approach people. Yeah. And then what was the second question?
It was sort of like, what are some of your hopes and dreams?
Hopes and dreams.
Whether it be professionally or in general. It's a very loaded question, so.
I mean, I love producing, so I guess just producing for for my career. That would be my career dream. What are my hopes?
Casey, what are his hopes?
I hope I can get some more cookies from Casey soon.
Okay.
What you're looking for is aspirations. Your career aspirations.
Aspirations?
Dreams.
Dreams.
Okay. And
Thank you.
I'll make you more cookies.
Yay.
Well, what about you, Kate? What would you say?
Oh, such a good question. I mean, I think I always learn from something that I learn from everything that I do, no matter how small it is. So I really just think that I would I think it's really just working with people and seeing everyone's side, the communication aspect. I think I'm a huge communication gal, and I want to get everyone's side, but I also want to make sure everyone's on the same page. I want to avoid any conflict as much as possible, because I think that's where a lot of issues come into play, is just something that could have been easily avoided. And I think that I'm definitely learning how to kind of handle that a bit more, even through just regular friendships that I've made through Quinnipiac Tonight, and just having those deep conversations. So I think that's one of the main things that I want to take away from being an EP, and just kind of knowing how it works, knowing what I kind of want to do. But yeah, just really the communication with people, kind of handling tough situations, figuring out how to solve things and have backups as much as possible. And I think that's what everyone's kind of learning, especially since we are still, we're still a university. We're still
students.
Yeah, we're still students. I mean, we're learning every day. So I think it's definitely one of the main things. And then my hopes and dreams. Oh my goodness. I want to foster a bunch of cats. No. But that's actually kind of true.
She's already started.
No, she is mine. I am not fostering Kiwi. That's such a good question. I think one of my dreams is really just, I want to work for live TV, hopefully in like an entertainment realm. So maybe a late night or something along the lines, even SNL. I mean, SNL's on the East Coast, and I really do want to stay on the East Coast. I do. I'm a huge East Coast person. I love the East Coast. I love the people here. Sometimes mine is Connecticut. You guys are questionable sometimes.
And Boston.
But Ryan Ziaks is different, and I love him.
Thank you.
You're the one exception. And
Thank
Aaron
you.
Russell. Aaron Russell is an exception, too. But no, love the East Coast, so I would love to do something with that, and then maybe do some editing on the side, because I still love my editing and graphics and stuff like that. So I want to keep doing all of that stuff for career. But overall, I mean, I'm gonna land where I land. So I think in the end, I just want to be happy. I want to be with people who care about me. I want to be surrounded by that, and I never like to talk about specifics, because I never really know what I want. I think it's just, I want to be happy with wherever I am. So, yeah.
Awesome.
What are your hopes and dreams? I want to know that. Can I ask that question? Can I do the reverse Uno
Yes,
card?
you can. Reverse card. Just to continue to do the things that I'm passionate about and find ways to do that professionally, whether it be writing or acting or filmmaking.
Yeah. And
just be able to continue to develop those skills and see where life can take me.
I love that.
And continue to develop this as well, doing this show, and that's something this is something I hope to continue to do as well.
I hope you do too.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Wait.
I love it as well.
We have one more person to ask.
Ooh.
What are your hopes and dreams, Casey McNichol?
No.
Oh.
That's a great
No.
answer.
Wow.
Making more cookies.
Making more
Yeah.
cookies.
More cookies.
Right now, I just kind of want to order dinner.
Fact. Oh my gosh. Dinner sounds so good right now.
Dinner on the Zicast.
Dinner on the Zicast. Is it like gonna be like a mukbang?
Can the next person on your show just be the delivery guy?
That's
surprise
funny.
guest. Yeah.
They're like, they sit down. They're like, what is going on?
This is your tip. So what are your hopes and dreams?
Your hopes and dreams. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So to kind of get to our last topic here, will I ask all my guests, what are some of your favorite movies?
All you.
Me?
All you.
Ah.
It's
Okay.
gonna be like a sports movie,
No.
probably with the Yankees.
So,
specifically.
I used to always say The Dark Knight as my favorite, but then I know I'm gonna get flamed for this.
Oh no.
Stereotypical film major, but 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh no.
I think it's a masterpiece.
Oh, I don't.
That's-
I don't.
That's a great answer. That's
Thank you. But no,
I'm
there-
gonna
I mean,
disagree with that one.
I have a bunch.
Oh.
I have a bunch. There's definitely Schindler's List is definitely
Mhm.
up there.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
I recently watched that.
like The Departed. Yeah, I mean there's a few. And then if you want to talk sports movies, I'll always talk about my top 3 is always going to be Miracle, Moneyball, and Remember the Titans. Nothing touches those 3 when you come to
I think
any other
Casey
sports movie.
agrees with that one. She nodded her head.
Thank you, Casey. She knows. She knows ball. Yeah.
She knows ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh
Ryan
my gosh.
Gosling was in Remember the Titans.
Yes.
You were.
Yes.
Oh my
I
gosh,
was in
yes,
that movie.
you were. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's such an awesome question that I never have a good answer for. I think whenever someone asks me that, I always say Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, just because there's just so much behind it and so much emotion that goes behind it from like my family again. And it was like I got into Lord of the Rings from my dad, and I have never looked back. I watched it when I was like definitely too young to understand this, which is why I think I loved it so much.
I still don't understand it.
Okay, have you even seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward. That's me with Star Wars. I don't understand any of those. But she's like, she's like me neither. No, yeah, I really love that one. I love that whole trilogy just because again my dad loved it so much, and I'm very close with him. And another one that kind of really tugs on my heartstrings was Logan.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I literally like went to therapy after that because I cried so much. It was Casey's like, oh no, genuinely, my mom was like, you shouldn't be crying this hard. I was like, okay. No, I just really enjoyed it. I've always been a Wolverine fan. I love Hugh Jackman, and just hit the character Wolverine in general is just amazing. And I just loved his story and his whole ending. I thought it was great. Like the ending, like that's the best ending I've ever seen to a major character, like ever. I mean, everyone's done so dirty nowadays. They're either like just killed off, like, oh, you just like got your head sliced off in Game of Thrones, or like they have
Great show.
Oh yes, very good show. But yeah, I mean, I think they did a great job, and I haven't seen it since because I'm scared I'm like gonna break down again. But I need to. I really do.
I mean, that's how movies should make you feel.
Yes, it should be emotional. I think that's why I loved it so much too, because it just moved me so much. Again, don't know why. It just hit really hard. This was like when it came out. I saw it in theaters.
It is an emotional movie.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Because what someone's favorite movies is always says a lot about them. I was also wondering, like,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you guys would want to talk about?
Anything else? Wait, what's your favorite movie? Did you say?
I did not.
Oh,
Now
that
you're
was
gonna
that was a
reverse
test.
me.
That was a test.
That was a test. Yeah.
Casey, you're next.
My go-to has always been The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
This is the one I've seen the
There we
most,
go.
like you mentioned earlier.
Wait, isn't there? Okay, The Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark
No,
Knight
The Dark Knight.
has
Okay.
the Joker in it.
Okay, I'm
Heath
sorry.
Ledger's Joker.
I've never seen either. Oh my gosh, I'm getting glares from everyone in
Haven't
this
seen
room. I hope you guys
either?
know.
No, it's okay. Don't worry.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, good.
Oh.
Okay, good.
I'm also a big fan of La La Land,
Yeah.
Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm like the worst film major ever, I think, when it comes to that, because I barely watch movies. I don't feel like I have the attention span for a lot of it, as well as sometimes the synopsis or like the log line is just not good, and I'm always like, I can wait, or like something like that, or especially when it, like with the movie theaters nowadays, everything's super expensive, so I'm always like, I can wait, and then I just lose interest. So that's like that was kind of like me with like Stranger Things when all that came out. They're gonna be like ancient when the next season comes out.
Yeah.
We all like what we like.
Yeah. No, I love that. That also moved me, but that Stranger Things has been crazy. But yeah, I mean, you all should join Quinnipiac Tonight next semester.
Yes, and auditions will be
Plug it. The 27th.
auditions
might
will be
as well.
January 27th, Saturday, and our show is every other Thursday at 9:30.
Yes.
I don't know if we mentioned that.
In the Piazza. Here at
Yep.
Quinnipiac.
In our Quinnipiac Piazza, right below Starbucks.
Yes, it is right below Starbucks.
And I just wanted to thank you guys again for leading such a fun club and for welcoming me.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
No, we
family.
very
really.
much appreciate it.
Thank you. I
You've
appreciate
been
you guys.
amazing. Your vibes have been dubbed.
Wouldn't
you
be
know,
the same without you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't be the same without you either. So thank you.
My heart.
Thank you.
For
My
everything.
heart.
And of course, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you
And-
for
Yeah,
and
this
inviting
is
us.
a lot of fun.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Really, yeah.
And
Yes.
it's just an incredible episode. So thank you.
All thanks to you.
Of course. Thank you. So, as always, this is Ryan Ziaks with the Zicast, where everyone has a story, signing off. Thank you so much.